will you just... will you move your arse? Would you ever just... I'm getting into bed, would you? Come on now. Stop giving out. There's loads of room. It's perfect. Hello. How are you? Can I talk to you? Are you well? Come here, you. No, we're going to cuddle. We are. No, none of that. We're going to cuddle. This is a cuddle. Yes. No, not a cuddle. No, that's a kind of soup. And this, it's woeful. You wouldn't want it, but it's not a cuddle. It's a cuddle. Yeah. We're going to cuddle. Come here to me. Come here to me and cuddle me. That's it. Now put your arms around me. Big squeeze. Take a deep breath with me. That's it. Breathe in. There you go. We're going to just calm down. We're going to take a moment and just get into our bubble. It's not a COVID bubble. It's not an actual bubble, but it's a bubble still. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a little thing with just you and me. Just for now, we're going to relax and just let the world drift away. Yes, we are. I know this. You don't think of me as a calm sort of person, I know, but I am. I can be very loving and calm and just like butter wouldn't melt, you know what I mean? I can be wonderful. And I think that you might need that right now, so sure, let me help you. You know what I thought we might do? I know it might be mad, but will we give it a go? Let's go for a little virtual walk. I know we can't actually go for a walk, not right now anyway, it's fucking freezing out there, but a little virtual tour. How about that? A tour. I won't say walk because we could, sure enough, but there's nothing here, but a virtual tour of Dublin with me. How about you? How would you like that? Would you like that? Right answer. Alright, so just snuggle in here. Get cozy with me. Alright, now. Where will we start? Where should we start? I know. We'll start on O'Connell Bridge. Right, smack dab in the middle of the place. Right down where everything happens in the big smoke. Yeah, you know the way the people in the West say, the big smoke. Anyway, so here's a clue for you. Here's a little tidbit. I mean, not a clue. I know, I'm trying to calm down. It's not easy for me. You know yourself. All right. O'Connell Bridge spans the River Liffey. And it's the only bridge in the world that is wider than it is long. Yeah. Now, I know what you're going to say. The same could be said for a lot of people, but now don't you get cheeky on me. Yeah, it's a very stubby little bridge. It is. It's very wide. Very wide. Like there's loads of lanes going both ways, but it's very short because the Liffey isn't that wide, at least in that part of Dublin it isn't. So, anyway, we're standing there by the statue of your man, O'Connell himself. Now, why is he a big deal? He did some yoke with the Catholics. I don't know. I don't get involved in that. But he's a big deal for the Catholics. I know that. He emancipated them or something. They've actually named a church after him out in Kerry. Can you believe that? Man's practically a saint. Anyway, so stand there, the big pigeon of your man, Daniel O'Connell. Not to be confused with Daniel O'Donnell. Don't go and look him up. I'm warning you, don't look up Daniel O'Donnell if you know it's good for you. So here we are. We're standing right on the corner of Bachelor's Walk and O'Connell Bridge. Now close your eyes and imagine this with me. If you look sort of to your left left, what do you see? That's right, the Heineken clock on the building. The Heineken clock, the big mad clock, it's been there forever. So we'll know what time it is. Great! So, now, look farther to your left. Look down the Liffey to your left. What do you see? Well, you'll see Ireland's only skyscraper. Oh, it's magic. Yeah, it's the place with them union fellas, and I forget what it's called anyway, but I was in there once watching Misha Erin. I was there with Michael D Higgins. It was great. It was a great all day. Anyway, that's the only skyscraper, and that's what you'll see that down there. But the newer thing that you'll see is the harp bridge. Yeah, that white thing. Did you know there was a harp? I didn't. There's a harp bridge a little bit down the way there. Big white thing on its side. And another bit of trivia. Did you know that in the passport, they reversed it? They did. They got the thing backwards. Oh, God, the incompetence. Anyway, so you're looking out to sea, out at Dublin Bay. Now, turn your head the other way, because there's nothing else to see down there. So turn your head the other way. Look to your right. And what do you see down the Liffey? The Halfpenny Bridge. Yes, that's the first thing you'll see anyway. So we'll be walk down that way. All right, let's take a stroll down Bachelor's Quay. Bachelor's Walk down along the Liffey. There's like a wooden thing there now. They've built like a wooden walkway, and there's like coffee shops and all that, and pigeons, lots of pigeons. So we'll keep walking. Now the Halfpenny Bridge. It's called that because back in the day, I don't know when, don't ask me dates, I don't know. It cost you half a penny to go across it. And it was for if you were lazy and you didn't walk down to the next one or back to the O'Connell Bridge. I can't even remember what the next one's called. Do you know? I don't remember. See, I'm never on it, so I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, so the Halfpenny Bridge, this metal thing, it's lovely really, stretches out over the Liffey. And for a while there, people were using it as a lovelock bridge. They were putting all them padlocks on there with the little initials and I love you forever sort of thing on it. But the council just comes along and clips them off with bolt cut or so, and they melt them down for scrap. It's not romantic anyway. So will we cross the Halfpenny Bridge? Or you see, because the thing is once you cross the Halfpenny Bridge, once you cross the Liffey, something magical happens. Yeah. Do you know what happens? You enter the south side. God, it's a whole different world. You have to start talking different and everything. You have to start saying, I'm going to a party. You have to go down and work at RTE and things like that. It's very rich. You have to start, dressing better and all that sort of thing. Anyway, so the north side is where we are now. What do you call the north sider in a suit? The defendant. I can say that because I'm a north sider. Anyway, where was I? I'm losing the train of thought here. Right, we're on the Halfpenny Bridge. Okay, so we cross it. We walk across it and look out over the beautiful Liffey. Well, I wouldn't call it beautiful exactly. If you look close, it's not beautiful. Put it that way. It's very... they do the Liffey swim every year, and God, fair play to them diving into that thing. Anyway, it looks beautiful sometimes. So we'll cross the Halfpenny Bridge. There we are now, and directly across from the Halfpenny Bridge is Merchant's Arch. Right, there's a couple of pubs and all that, but there's this lovely archway. Very old, I think. Anyway, it seems old. It's older than me, put it that way. So you walk through, and there's always there's a little pub kind of beside it, and you hear lots of trad music, unless it's like tribute to Bono Night or something, or karaoke fill in it or something. But usually it's trad music. So you walk down this little wee little alleyway. It's really lovely and charming. There's little shops But I think one's a Subway now or something. It's a bit of its charm, sure. But so we walk down these little tiny shops, and then where are you? Temple Bar, exactly. Now here's the mad thing about Temple Bar. Right now, Temple Bar is the tourist mecca. I mean, it's madness, really, you know. But a few years ago, when I was there was nothing there. Sure, there was nothing there. There was one shoe shop. It was called Deviate. There were great shoes there, great. And there was a record shop on the corner. And there was I think there was Fat Freddy's. I think it was the only restaurant in the area. And of course the Temple Bar pub, which was great old crack. I loved it. We'd go in there after class in college, and we'd go in there and they'd start up, you know, with their bow run and the fiddle and the tin whistle and everything. And they'd start up some trad tune. It was fantastic. It was a great place for a jar. I loved it. And now, of course, it's all very touristy and all that. There's always all these Americans around just taking selfies, and it's all right. But, you know, sure, it's not the same. Anyway. So now you have a choice. Now we can walk directly ahead and head to the bank, the central bank, which is very exciting. Or, let's see, we can turn to our right, but there's not much. I don't think there's much beyond some pubs and some restaurants and things down that way. But to the left, well, we'll keep going to the left, will we? Sure enough. Now watch the cobblestones. They're more like cobble pillars. They're fecking huge in Temple Bar. I've gone over in my ankle more times. Ah, Jesus, it's terrible. So be careful of the cobble pillars as you walk, okay? We'll walk. You hear the... Well, there is the rock and roll museum, I think, speaking of Phil Lynott and Bono and them lads. There's that there, but we won't go to that tonight. Sure, it's closed anyway with COVID. So we'll walk down. Now, there's the pubs and all the little laneways off and the little streets and more pubs and all that sort of thing. And there's a Tesco Express. Yeah, if you want to go in and get a half pan or a thing of milk for your tea. So now we're coming up to Westmoreland Street. Yes, very good. The big old Westmoreland Street. Now it's such a shame that there isn't a Bewley's there anymore. The real Bewley's, because Bewley's was wonderful. I loved it. Oh God, I used to go there and just sit and have a little sticky bun and don't you say anything about a sticky bun. It's not that kind of audio. Now stop it. Stop it. Right. I used to have a cup of tea and a sticky bun in Bewley's. It was lovely. But now it's Starbucks. Like the world needs another Starbucks. Anyway. So, if we were to turn left... Are you following me here? Well, we'd head back to the Liffey, wouldn't we? And sure, I know how tempting it is to go back to the north side. I know that. Maybe on another walk, because this time what we're going to do is we're going to go deeper into the south side. We are. We're going to venture into the hoity-toity. You know what I'm saying, don't you? You know what's down that way. You know what I'm looking at. You're standing right on the corner there, Westmoreland Street, and whatever that's called. I don't even know the name of it. I don't look at street names, do you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Trinity College. Trainers. Yeah, exactly. That's where we're going. So, turn right with me. Let's walk up past the Thai place, past the kebab place, past the Celtic record place, past the Forex exchange place, past the bank. And there we are, looking across the way at Trinity College, Dublin. Now, this is a beautiful old building. Don't mind the Lewis. Don't get hit by the Lewis. That thing drives me mental. I hate the fact that it's right there now. It was bad enough with all them buses, but mind the Lewis. Okay, now, Trinity College. We walk through this lovely archway. It's really small, and inside this little courtyard thing, there's like there's like all the flyers and posters for the student societies and the lectures and the fun things that you can do, that sort of way. So you walk through there and then it opens up into this big, massive courtyard with more frickin' cobblestones, but it's beautiful. It is. It's beautiful, big, open vista. And there's a lawn out there, and there's a garden sort of thing, and there's like buildings around, and it's lovely. It's lovely. It was built in 1592 by herself, Elizabeth I. So we'll walk through, will we? We'll keep walking. It was actually there during the eclipse. They had the Astronomical Society of Trinity there, showing off pointing their big yoke up at the sun. Yeah, it was great. Anyway, I'm losing track. Do you find this relaxing? I don't know how you possibly could. All right, slow down, Aoife, now. Okay. Walking along the cobble pillars. Don't go over on your ankle. Okay, so now, right there's a big long building to your left. And that's called the library. Now, normally, I know you would think, library? Seriously, we're going to go to the library, but this is a different kind of library. This is a beautiful library. It's very old. And it's really beautiful. It really is lovely. Honestly, it's lined with books from hundreds of years ago, and it looks like something out of Harry Potter. Really, it's beautiful. But even more special than that, there's one particular book in there, or book, as my uncle would have said, a book. It's called the Book of Kells, and it's an illuminated manuscript. And if you don't know what that is, picture this, a bunch of monks living in like 7th century Ireland with nothing to do all day long. So they start writing out the scriptures and stories and gospels and all that, and they make very pretty drawings of it. Very nice, the calligraphy and all that. It's beautiful. There's gold leaf and there's paint and very detailed and just gorgeous. And I think they found it in a bog, if I'm not mistaken. I think they found it in the peat bog. You gotta love the bog here, don't you? God, they dig up things every day, like old animals and Viking boats and coins and people and books and all that. It's great. Preserves them beautifully. So this book, now, it used to just be on display under just a regular piece of glass. Like it was just a regular book. Well, now they've built up this whole touristy thing where you got to pay 20 quid to get in and, watch all these things about it. But still, fair enough, it's worth it and it's interesting, They teach Ogham and things like that, which is that writing on, it's not really writing, it's like a long stick thing, and there's like little sticks go out the side of it, and that means sounds like vowels and consonants, and that's the early writing from Ireland, and so there's examples of that. So it's a nice thing to do, put it that way. So let's see now. Alright, we leave the library. There's another little courtyard in front. We'll walk around towards the cafe. You might see your man from Game of Thrones. Who's that little blonde shite, the little king shite guy, the Jeffrey, whatever. That lad goes to Trinity now. Or he did. God, it could be miles away from what I'm thinking. He could be graduated now, I don't know. But he did go there anyway, so. And you walk through, and let's see, you walk all the way through in this little darker sort of thing. It's very 70s, very 1970s. It loses a lot of its charm once you walk through that part. You get to Nassau Street. Now, which way will we go? If we turn to the right, we'll be heading down to like Merrion Square and all that, but I think it's more interesting to turn Oh no, I meant left. Sorry, I'm getting me left and me right mixed up. If we turn right, what we want to do is go to Grafton Street. So follow me, turn right, and we'll walk down the street towards the pedestrian street called Grafton Street. It wasn't always pedestrian. It was, I think, in the 60s or 70s or something, they made it pedestrian street. And this is where you'll find a lot of different kinds of things. You'll find buskers. You know, buskers are right. Singers and jugglers and fire breathers and Peruvians and Hare Krishnas and all that madness. And Bono, you'll find him there on Christmas Eve. It's madhouse. Don't even go. Don't even go. He's usually there with Hosier and all that. They do their Christmas Eve thing. Anyway, so you'll find a McDonald's and a Burger King right opposite, like Brown Thomas, which is like the she fanciest place in Ireland. You know, rich. And so you walk up this lovely street. It's very nice at Christmas. They put lots of lights up at Brown Thomas. It's really nice. And they put strings of lights across and they say Nollaconadich, which means Merry Christmas to you. Although maybe they say Nollaconad, Dave. They really should, because that means Merry Christmas to use. You know, like you plural. Anyway, you don't want grammar, do you? No, you're not interested in Irish grammar. I think it says Nollaconad, but maybe it just says Nollaconadich. I can't remember. Christmas was at least a few weeks ago. I don't remember. So we're walking up Grafton Street. There's all kinds of little shops but a lot of name brand things now, and another Bewley's. So sad. God, Bewley's Oriental Cafe was gorgeous. God, I loved it. Now the Starbucks, another Starbucks. But sure, time marches on, right? So we keep walking up to the very top of Grafton Street. And what do we see there? Any guesses? What is exactly across from the top of Grafton Street? Do you know? Stephen's Green, yeah. Now, Stephen's Green is a beautiful park. It's a beautiful big green space right in the middle. It's lovely. It really is lovely. There's little ponds and ducks and fountains, and it's really nice. There's a big archway thing you walk through, and you can walk through these lovely things. I think it made it into a James Joyce story at one time where he talked about walking around Stephen's Green and how everything was fragrant with rain. I think he said that, and I love that. I don't know why that's important. It's not. So, just walk down by the duck pond and over the bridge into the middle part and around. And we must be tired by this point. We did a little bit of walking, haven't we? We've gone from the Liffey up to Stephen's Green. Wow, so what'll we do? Well, we could go into the Stephen's Green shopping centre, which is opposite. And, it's kind of like a shopping arcade thing, like a big mall, Well, there is lots of little cafes. There's a cafe down. There's a cafe just down. I think it's called Metro. And, they're great. I think we'll go there and have a little thing outside. We'll sit outside and we'll have a coffee. And actually, there's a little pub that I love. It's just up. It's off one of the streets. Again, don't ask me for the name of the street. I couldn't tell you. But it's off Grafton Street. This little hole-in-the-wall type pub. And it's brilliant. So we'll just go in there and we'll have a jar, will we? A jar is like a pint. We'll have a pint of Guinness. And we'll just sit by the fire. And we'll drink our Guinness. And we'll rest our weary feet. There's so much more to explore, really. It's a small city, but there's a lot of things we can do. We can walk around. Because the north side has actually got a nice couple of pedestrian streets itself. Well, okay, one nice one. One half of one it's nice, the other half's a bit sketchy, if you ask me, but still, sure and all, it's nice, you know. It's okay, you know. But we're still on the south side, so we're very fancy still. So we're having our little jar here, and the laughter and the accents, and I don't think there'll be any music. It's too bad, but I don't think so. And we'll come out when we're done and it's night has fallen and we can see our breath, because it is fucking cold here. Did I mention it? Fucking freezing right now. And we'll walk down Grafton Street hand in hand, and we'll stop and throw a few euro into the hat of the buskers, because they're out here singing in the cold. We'll keep walking. We'll pass across Nassau Street, and we'll walk down back towards Dame Street and the college Green. There's the Whiskey Museum. Yeah, it's the Whiskey Museum. It's not bad. And the Apple Store. Yeah, you got to pop in there, sure. I know. Let's see now. We won't go down Dame Street. No. I'm trying to think. There's just not the forecourts. You don't need that there. Never mind. Just forget it. You know what? We'll walk around the bank, sure. We will. We'll walk around the bank and we'll go back through to the Liffey where we started. We'll go back down Westmoreland Street. We'll be on the other side of O'Connell Bridge now at the Liffey. We'll be looking north on O'Connell Street. And there's something in the air. It's just kind of a buzz, you know. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels different than any other city somehow. And, you know, like I said, it's not a very big place. But compared to any other town in Ireland, it's quite big. So it feels nice to just rest your elbows against the bridge barrier, all the stone walls of the bridge, and just look out. All the lights on the Hackney Bridge and all the other bridges. You can hear the water below and the cars beeping and honking as they go by, and all the people on their scooters. Fair play to them. It's actually very cold to be out on a scooter, but fair play to them. We're just going to pretend there's no COVID. Yeah, we'll pretend. We'll look at the Heineken clock again and see how much time has passed. It's been a nice night, hasn't it? That's only one little part of the city. There's a lot more we can see. A lot more I can show you. I didn't take you into Paris Court Centre. I didn't take you to the Guinness Storehouse. I didn't go there yet. We could take a hop-on, hop-off tour. We could go to Glasnevin Cemetery and go to the Gravediggers pub. Just the thing that I like about Dublin is that I don't even think it's so much a tourist city. Like the rest of the country is tourist. Sure, there's lots of things you can do. Loads of things you can do as a tourist in the whole country. You know, the Cliffs of Moher, they're gorgeous, and Blarney Castle, and oh God, there's just too many to mention. But the city of Dublin is just a nice place to be, I find. Not every neighbourhood, mind. But what I mean is on Lar, the centre, city centre, you can just sort of, I don't know, wander around. It's just a nice place to wander a little and just be for a little while. It's changing like a lot of things, like a lot of places. It's changing. It's not the same as it was even a few years ago. But the GPO is still there. The General Post Office. The place which is kind of like the birth of the Irish state. If you know anything about the history of Ireland, it's a very important place. The little country took on the British Empire and won. More or less. It's complicated. It's complicated. The story is very complicated, and I'm not gonna get into it, but you can still see the bullet holes in the columns outside the GPO. You can put your hand down it and run your hand into the little bullet hole there, and it's 1916. This all happened, and there was a lot of really brave people. A lot of amazing stories came out of that time. It's a nice walkable city. Like I said, you can just stop and have a coffee or a drink. There is so much I would like to show you. But for now, I'm feeling tired. Are you? It was a hell of a mental walk, wasn't it? So, I don't think I'm a very restful person. I'm trying. Can you tell I'm trying? Yeah, well, I know it's a tough time. I know. You've got all the madness in the US and the madness of Brexit. But to be fair, the biggest thing that Irish people seem to be worried about right now is that they'll get their Amazon deliveries. And yeah, it's a bit of a worry, alright. Yeah. But maybe the Taoiseach will get up there to say something about the Amazon deliveries. Never mind the vaccine, we want to know if we want to get our prime deliveries from Amazon. Mr. Micheál Martin, I want answers. Anyway, maybe next time we do this, or we could do other neighbourhoods, of course, or I could take you on like a little virtual tour by train on here in the Rhode Island. Would you like that? We'll get on a train, sure, we'll go out to Clare and we'll go down and see the cliffs and more. I will warn you, there's nothing there but cliffs. So, don't have too high expectations. Might be able to find Father Ted's parochial house. I know it's around here somewhere. So we'll have to find that, sure. But maybe I could take you on a trip to some of the places I've been, like Killarney. I was just in Killarney, so we could go there. Killarney's a lovely little place. The Ring of Kerry is lovely. Dingle Peninsula is lovely. We could take you down to Dingle. Cork is a nice city. Kind of rivals of Dublin. There's so much that I could show you about this place. Because I do love it. Like any country, it has its problems. It has its chancers and its assholes and its ages, but I really do love Ireland and the Irish people. It's a magical place. There's something about it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but feels like home to me. And I think that's the rarest thing in the world, is to find some place that isn't just your actual home, but some place that feels like home. If home can be a person as well, you know. I hope sometimes I give you that sense of home. Because for all my kidding around, you know, I know how tough it is right now. I know. I feel it too. So we need to find the things that give us joy and make us feel like we're at home. Anyway, I've talked your ear off, haven't I? I have. Again, I don't know how restful this has been, but it was worth a try, I think. I'm glad I gave it a go. Just for the crack. Come here, give me a squeeze. All right, you're grand. You're going to be okay. It's going to be fine, sure. This is just a bad time. But it'll be over, I promise. Things will get back to normal. So hang in there, alright? Feel me with my arms around you. My green eyes and my curly hair. Looking at you. Well, my hair's not looking at you, but you know what I mean. Follow me here. Follow me. My eyes are looking at you. Alright, so my green eyes are looking at you, saying no. Don't you worry. It'll all be grand. Take a deep breath for me. And just relax. Ihma, the star. Slán go fáil.